Hello, you're about to hear Good Morning Seminole, our monthly signature event. Please enjoy.
So I'm going to introduce everyone. You can see their names up here, but we're going to give them a personal introduction. So we're going to start with Giuliana Horal, and Giuliana is the co-founder of The Good Pour. Come on up, Giuliana. Dani Kelsey. Dani is franchise owner of Valhallan Wekiva Springs. Kate Olson. Kate is owner of Sunmed, your CBD store here in Lake Mary. And Liz Rolon. Liz is interior decorator and CEO of APBS Design Studio. Welcome, ladies. So with that introduction, we're going to get things started, and we're going to dive right in with a quick 30-second overview of your business, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about if someone walks in your location, what can they expect to see? Giuliana, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Okay. Good morning. I am Giuliana, co-founder of The Good Pour, and we are a wine and spirits marketplace, so we sell a lot of your common favorites that you guys love with Jack Daniels and Tito's, but we also have a lot of other, boutique wines and everything. But for us, what makes us unique is we have a full gifting bar. You can laser engrave pretty much anything. And we also give back to charity with everything we sell, and it's out of our profits. We allow the customer to pick where it goes. So it's very unique. We're trying to flip, charity at checkout on its head. And yeah, super happy to be here. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you. Kate.
Yeah, so upon walking into our store, we are located in the TJ Maxx Home Good Plaza right off Lake Mary Boulevard. So when you walk into our storefront, you are in a spa-like setting. So it's very unique in the hemp industry, and you are then immediately greeted by a hemp expert who will do a free consultation, educate you on the products, do a wall walk, try the products while you're in the store so you can notice a difference right then and there, and we will then make experts recommendations based off your individual needs. From there, we also do follow-up calls, so we're on this wellness journey with you as opposed to you just being a customer come by. We're here for you in that aspect, so that's what you'll get coming into our store.
Hello, my name is Liz. I'm the lead interior decorator at the APBS Design Studio located in DeBary, Florida. When you walk into our studio, you're going to find an interior design firm along with a remodeling company inside of a luxury high-end home decor boutique. And one of the things that we offer is a top-notch personalized service to all our community and clients above. Thank you.
Hello, all right. I am Dani Kelsey, Valhallan Esports Training, not to be confused with Esporta Fitness. We are a youth services. We turn video games into tools for building skills and having fun through competitive video gaming. So we turn video games into a team sport. So when you walk into our spot, you're gonna find a gamer's paradise. We've got 22 high-end PCs, gaming PCs. We've got TVs around the room for streaming the gameplay. And we've got expert coaches that are coaching the kids. You're gonna find teams of kids playing video games that they love, but learning social emotional skills, learning teamwork, collaboration, and communication. So we sprinkle in those as little hidden vegetables while they're having fun playing video games. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you can't envision what they're talking about by their very good descriptions, each of their websites are pretty amazing, so go check them out. Now, a little bit more about you. What did you do before this, and why did you decide to start your business? So, Kate, you want to kick us off this time?
Sure. So before this, I was actually a culinary teacher for a charter school called Our School for Children on the Spectrum. And out of nowhere, my father said, "Hey, Kate, do you want to help me do this?" And at first, I had all the negative notions of what CBD is. I thought it was marijuana. I said, absolutely not. You're crazy. And then I was educated, and I was trying the products for myself and for my dog, and it completely changed my life and my family's life. And I said, you know what, I'll go ahead and help. So with helping, then came the full force of, boom, you're in it. And then COVID happened within a few weeks of us opening up our first store. And that was a huge challenge, but we were able to persevere, open up our second location in Lake Mary. And I'm here to just help the community, help myself, and it's a life-changing product that I think everyone should indulge in. So going from a culinary teacher to a hemp expert is something I did not have in mind or expected, but I'm here today and never looking back.
Thank you, Kate. Dani, you want to take the same question?
Awesome. Yes, so I was in corporate finance. I did digital transformation, specifically at the intersection of kind of the business and technology space, doing product, service, and customer experience development. And I was implementing innovative experiences, a lot of fun, corporate, Fortune 20 company, and decided to make the leap over to entrepreneurship, right? Being in product management, wanting to be in an innovative industry, and seeing, but more so connecting with my own son, who's a sixth grader, gamer, husband's a gamer. So trying to find a way, because I am not a gamer in all of these games, to connect with my family. We've always been a gaming family, connecting over, whether it's poker or spades or playing card games, but the new age is it's digital. And so really finding a way to turn screen time into purposeful play. So we're in the business of serious play. And finding out that there's college career opportunities through technical paths, scholarships for these serious gamers was very interesting as a mother, and really kind of set me on a path of, okay, well, where could we take this, and what else? Learning doesn't have to be boring, but we can find out how to do boring work in an industry we love, and so that's really where making the leap into esports training, again in an industry I know nothing about, do now, was a lot of fun. So,
thank you. Giuliana.
I actually was born in Argentina, and I moved here when I was 9, and I just felt so grateful to be here. So I always wanted to do something to sort of, give back what I feel like this country gave me. But I was in hospitality prior to this. I worked at the Orange County Convention Center on iDrive for the majority of my career, and just kind of felt like the alcohol space was very antiquated, and there was really nowhere for like a female to go shop. And I'm like, I have to go to get the wine and spirits, and then I'm going to Home Goods and Target, and I'm like, let's just make it all in one place. My husband has been in the wine and spirits industry for a very long time, and so we kind of took both of our backgrounds and said, let's go create this, which was crazy. We took our life savings and just said, let's go do this. But I also lived in Spain and got my master's there in marketing, and it opened up my eyes to what other cultures and traditions, and it's what I'm like the most passionate about in our stores, because for me, like you go to these wineries and distilleries, and there's tradition and history and family and connection. And then you go to the shelf and it's like so underwhelming. So we really wanted to, for me, it gave me the jump to go create something that just didn't really exist. So, yeah.
Thank you. Liz.
So my background, I went to school for design, and somehow I ended up in business. So for over 25 years, I worked in human resources and operations, leading a team and helping businesses start up. And so my husband was always in the building maintenance space in the Board of Ed in New York City. When we moved to Florida, we made a lot of connections, him specifically in his network, and he wanted to be able to branch out and build his own company. And obviously, with me helping other companies do that, it was ideal for me to step in and say, okay, well, I can help you build your building maintenance company. And then with that, it turned into, well, I do interior decorating, so why not you be the remodeler, building maintenance, and then I'll do the interior decorating, and we'll just have one big company. And so that's how we came about.
Awesome. So Very interesting to hear how you carved your own path. We're going to move kind of from your personal journeys to some practical realities. I'm going to remind everyone about 45 to 60 seconds, right? So we can get through a lot of the questions and share as much of your best practices and expertise with everyone here. So thinking about news coverage today and tariffs, the economic forces that are impacting your business, are you experiencing those pressures? And are you planning for future price increases? And I'm going to ask two of you, and if anyone else wants to jump in, feel free. So Kate, can you share your experience there?
Yes, we are thankful to where all of our products are derived in the United States. All of our packaging, everything that we have, other than our gas and electric, we thankfully don't have a negative impact on the tariffs that are happening because everything is derived here in the United States.
Liz.
So as an interior decorator, I travel globally around the world, and I like to source products from different countries. I work with a lot of different interior designers around the globe as well. So that has been something that has been a worry for us because a lot of our products are imported. That's what makes us different. When you walk into our boutique, you're not going to find something that you would find in a regular home decor store. As of right now, we've had some increases, but we've taken on the burden of that. We have not passed that along as of yet to our clients, and we're hoping, we're watching the news and just hoping that we don't incur any additional tariff increases. If we do, unfortunately, we'll probably have to pass some of that cost along, but we wouldn't pass the entire cost to our clients because it's very important for us to keep ourselves in a certain price point.
Definitely a challenging environment. Anyone else want to add to that question?
Yeah, I'll say, this was an interesting question being in a space of technology. Having just opened, technology replacement, once that comes around, is something that we're kind of planning for from a future perspective, although kids are a little harsh on headsets, so it might be sooner than I realize. But the other component that we're really watching is more of an indirect impact on our community as we all start to feel the rise of the squeeze. And I'm not naive enough to think that youth activities and maybe things that are seen as leisurely might be the first thing that starts losing the wallet battle, we'll call it. So.
Absolutely. So kind of staying on that front, one of the common misperceptions in small business is that you're losing the battle or the competitive advantage when it comes to the big chains. And some of the big retailers. So how do you compete in that market? And I'm going to let any one of you jump in.
I'm going to jump in. We focus so much on connection. I think it's the one thing that just can't be replicated across the board. There's, big chains that do give back and they do great things, but they're not inviting the customer to be a part of that conversation. So for us, we wanted to bridge that gap, and connection is the one thing that will always set us apart. We have to work harder to compete with pricing because we're, a smaller business. We have to, but we broker partnerships with our supply chain partners versus sort of just racing to the bottom line, which makes us unique. And so I think connecting in every way, shape, or form that we can, between our supplier partners all the way to our customers is really what helps us compete with the big box retailers.
I'll jump in and say that for us, it's just the experience that you receive when you come into our boutique. It's very personalized. That's not something that you find today in a lot of big brands or home decor stores. Usually you go in, you shop, you're on your own. With us, you come in. I have clients that bring pictures, inspiration pictures or pictures of their home. They're asking for things from us. We walk with them, we help them, we source products for them. It's just a very tailored concierge experience that they're receiving from us. And we work with the community. We work with local businesses, and I think that goes a long way. The community is very involved in what we're doing, and I think you cannot find that in a big brand store.
That's a great segue into my next question, which has to do with that community building. You can go anywhere and buy a bottle of great Cabernet, my personal favorite, by the way. But you're not going to have the the community that you're building through the nonprofit donations. You can go to some of the big arcade video game type of establishments for entertainment, but you're not learning and building something. So maybe talk a little bit about that and how you're each building community through the decisions you're making and the practices and strategies you're putting into place.
I'll kick it off. Yeah, so when I think about the community, right? Video games can be seen as negative, right? I certainly don't want my son sitting around playing video games all day long. I own a video game business, but it's super critical to build that community, to have people together, especially for our youth in the current times where everything is behind a screen, constantly looking at a screen, and how can we help them become better consumers of the digital age and leverage that, and really kind of help turn the tide of video games aren't all bad. Just like anything, it's moderation, and when we can provide purpose and when we can have directed, guided, it can be a vehicle for growth and social emotional development with each other. It's really easy to be toxic behind a screen, whether we're talking about video games, social media, it is. But when you look somebody in the eye and it changes the interactions between people. And so that's really what we're building and trying to help convey, is that shoulder-to-shoulder gaming, teamwork, communication, those things are what's critical for the next generation to keep learning, hopefully, as they start to grow up and enter the workforce.
I think on that note too, it's no secret that now everyone's super busy and things are easier just to purchase something on a screen. So why would you make an extra stop in person? Why would you go to that event? Why would you join anything? And I think what we are finding on the retail end, there's a lot of retailers that are unfortunately dying, but we say a lot, bad retail is dying. We find that people want to connect. They want to be in person. The screen only goes so far. So building that sense of community with people is really something that we find people long for. For us, it's emphasizing what builds a community? What does that even mean? So how do we get people where there's a lot of negative news, a lot of negative things on social media, there's this fear and all the things that we all know are going on. How do we become something really positive in people's lives? And building that sense of community where people just get to enjoy, common love for Cabernet or nonprofit. They get to share their story as to, why their uncle had Alzheimer's and what it means to them. Really brings people together with a common thing. So it's a really cool thing to watch right here in our backyard, I think.
Touching on one, Cabernet is also my favorite. So, touching on community, I joined the Seminole County Chamber, and I'm heavily involved in the community simply to educate the community, not to sell the community, because when it comes to CBD or hemp, you can buy it anywhere these days. You can buy it at the gas station, you can go online, but what sets us apart is you're able to come in and speak to an expert. Based off of what you're going through, you're gonna get the product that you need. Where 9 times out of 10, you're going to try it online or the gas station, where it could unfortunately not be safe, and you may not see results. So getting involved in the community, educating the community, word of mouth is one of the only forms of marketing we honestly can do legally in the hemp industry. So it's a huge part of our success as a store owner, but as our company is Sunmed nationwide.
So our boutique is located in DeBerry, and if anyone knows about DeBerry, it's a very small city, and it's at the point where it's up and coming now. They're building a downtown, but there's really nothing there. And we're the only home decor boutique that's there right now. So that created a lot of good energy for our community, because they were very excited to see us get there. And the fact that, we have our regulars now that come in, and we know their names, we know what they want, they send us pictures of their homes and things like that. That's a great connection, but also connecting with the rest of the local community and local businesses that are trying to also make a mark. And so we hold sip-in shops every single month, and I always partner and collaborate with a local business, and whether it's a bakery, whether whatever product that they're selling, and I bring them in our store, and we have that offering during our sip and shop, and we're able to really, help one another out in helping to build our businesses together. And I think that's super important, for the growth of a community.
Absolutely. And even more important, I think I just found my new Cabernet partners for the weekend. So this was a productive event for me. So thinking positively, what are you most excited about? What do you have coming online, whether that's a new product, a service, an innovation? What do you have coming in the next 12 months that you want to share with everyone today? And Liz looks excited. She's grabbed her mic already.
I'm very excited because on that note of where I just left off, we are opening up a consignment boutique. It's a marketplace right next door to our boutique, and that's set to open up August 1st. And that was really a call from the community. I mean, we've been talking a lot about community, and a lot of, different local artisans, from the areas and neighboring cities have been flocking over to our store, wanting us to consign some of their items. This is not going to be, just any type of consignment. I'm curating, the vendors that we choose so that we're offering something very different, because the idea is to be different and not do what everyone else is doing. So we're very excited about that journey, and that should be coming August 1st.
Great. Go ahead,
Okay,
Kate.
so a lot of you may not know, so Sunmed is turning into a Sunmed 2.0 and transition of the threat of the hemp bill. And with that being said, we will be incorporating spa-like services into our stores, which would incorporate red light therapy, music therapy, grounding mat therapy. We're coming out with an entire line of nutritional supplements that can also complement what CBD can do to the body, but it's something we're excited about. That is a huge growth, especially on the west side of the country. We're bringing it over here, and we're excited to introduce that to the community.
So there's a couple things happening. One more at a global level, the industry. The Esports World Cup is happening this summer, which is a precursor to being able to bring esports into the Olympics, if you've been hearing that in the news. So we're pretty excited to be watching and seeing what they're doing on the global level, kind of sharing that with our kids, and kind of giving them something to strive for. There was a new game that just came out, Marvel Rivals. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but I see a couple head nods around the room. All right. So that one came out just this last December, and it has kind of taken the world by storm. And we were able to incorporate that into our programming and have a competitive team. But really seeing that new game in the industry and being so excited, kids of all ages and adults being very excited about it, and having that join the esports space has been pretty cool. We're able to have that with our various seasonal league plays that we have. We did our first with Marvel Rivals in our spring league, and we're going to be doing it again in our summer and fall leagues. So that's one of the things that we're looking forward to at our location, but also bringing in and trialing some new software and some new learning programs that create kind of a personalized, tailored learning experience for our student players that helps them kind of all get on the same page when it comes to strategy and learning some of these various games, really diving deep into the critical thinking aspects and components and helping them with those mechanical skills that they need to mash all the buttons in order to get the win. So really looking forward to our fall season. It'll be our first full year, and it'll be hopefully a nice full season with rosters across our game titles. So really excited about that. And homeschool is one that we're kind of embarking on. How can we serve our homeschool community in addition to the public school partners that we've gotten, and trying to help bring those kids who are often more isolated than other children into our space, to give them a space for community building and just being social.
Very exciting. Giuliana?
We've got two things that I'd love to highlight. So the first one is, to her point, bringing in more software into our experience. So we want to embrace AI in a way, and we're going to bring in what we call like a gifting profile quiz, if you will, both online and in store. So you can, if you're looking for a gift for a Cabernet lover, what do they like? What is the occasion? All the things, what charity they care about, and it'll curate like the perfect gift for that person. So although it's very personalized in store, we were thinking of ways of how to make it more engaging and more fun, and come up with different, just sort of work with the innovation of AI versus against it. And then the second one is we're going to launch a giveaway for a mom and pop that currently has a wine and spirit store, and we want to hear their story. We want somebody who is just already great in their community, just to find another perfect partner. We started franchising, which is really great. So we are super excited about that. We're going to collect stories from all over and just really find that, you know, perfect mom and pop that deserves an opportunity to compete against a big box and do great things, you know, to come. So we're really excited.
Some amazing things coming up. I think we have time for 1 or 2 questions. Any questions? Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Wait for the microphone. That's my bad. I did that wrong.
I have a big mouth, but... Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. My question specifically is for Dani, and you know what I'm going to ask. So as an advocate in the fight against human trafficking and the gaming and the digital space and the phones and all of that stuff, how could you explain what your security process is and what the kids are allowed to do and not do and how you protect them?
That is a wonderful question. Thank you. So yes, when they are in our space, our coaches are trained to ensure that the children's communication stays within our arena. We do partner with and compete against other youth and coach-led organizations, whether it be through schools or through other private arenas like ours across the country. But when the kids are in our arena, they are only communicating and speaking with others in our arena. So we have private communication servers. We ensure that the games that they are playing are set for chat off and global communications off, even if they may do that at home. And then the other big aspect that we're doing is helping to our young adult coaches guide and mentor the kids on safe online practices, on knowing who you're talking to, on making sure that the information, the usernames, the gamer tags, they call them, don't contain PII, don't contain personally identifiable information that can be gotten. So there's a lot of both the specific security measures that we have to make sure that their communication is safe and stays in-house, but also teaching them and kind of guiding them on the ways of being good consumers in the digital space so that they remain safe.
Perfect. Thank you, Dani. Any additional question? Okay. And because you don't have questions, you now have homework. So I want to first thank our panelists. They did an amazing job. But your homework, your challenge today, every one of you have one of these at your table. And your job is to support these 4 businesses as well as any other chamber business by the end of the month. I'm giving you till the end of the month. You actually have a deadline. We're going to make this a SMART goal, right? All right. So visit a chamber business. And then I want you to use this, take a picture, and I want you to share it online. Your social media channel of choice. But tag your business, tag their business, and then tag the chamber. And by doing that, you're supporting every chamber member, not just because the chamber grows, but because their business grows. And they know that you're willing to go there, they're going to go there too. So let's support our chamber businesses. Let's thank our panelists again, and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. To learn more about the Seminole County Chamber, please visit seminolebusiness.org or check us out on our social media at Seminole County Chamber.